Niggas love to talk that gangster shit, talk that thuggin' shit. Don't even much be on that, you hear me? Fuck around, get popped, mama, oh, my baby got shot for nothing. This shit deeper than raps, shit. Raps to the side, I'm a street nigga in real life. I am HBBizzle, and this is the very first check-in video. Once we get a little bit more active with the supporters and followers and fans or whatever, and the HBM Mafia members, we're gonna start doing this live. But up until then, I'm gonna try to check in once every couple months, or maybe even twice every couple months, you know, to get y'all feedback, to give y'all a video so y'all can leave y'all feedback on. Now, what this first video gonna be about, a few things I wanna cover is, I wanna introduce y'all into who Hussle is. Second, I wanna let y'all know how long I've been doing this music, you know, like recording and stuff like that though. Then I wanna also touch on what the hit series is actually about. I want to expand on that. I think I touched on it on like TikTok or Instagram, or maybe on my Threads account. If you following me, make sure you following me. If you not, and make sure you sub to the channel as well. But I might have covered it a little bit on previously, but I want to speak on it a little more. So that's what this video about as well. And then another thing I want to cover, a couple more things that I want to cover is like, what's the goal of not this video, but what's the goal of the hit series? Like, overall, I do have a goal I'm trying to reach with it, and we'll get more into that later. So, and the last thing is when the new project dropping. If you want to know when the new project dropping, you got to stay to the end of the video, my guy. Like, I'm gonna just keep it a stack with you. You want to know when it drop, what it's gonna be like when it drop, you got to motherfucking stay to the end of the video. All right, so now, first and foremost, if you don't know who I am, Hussle is me. I'm HBBizzle. The HB in my name stands for Hustle Boy. The Bizzle is just a little play that I really don't know where it came from to be specific, but you know, some people just used to come up and be like, oh, what to do, HBizzle? You feel me? And shit like that there. So we kind of like expand upon it on it. Because it used to be, HB used to stand for, this is a fun fact, HB used to stand for head buster. Yeah. I had, cause I got the name HB originally from my cousin, and his name was Hustler Boy. But he was a little bit older than I am. He used to rap too. And then when I started rapping, I was like, fuck that, I'm gonna call myself #1 head buster of the South. And it was #1 head buster of the South because T.I. my favorite rapper of all time. And he was the king of the South. So it was only right when I started rapping to call myself the #1 head buster of the motherfucking South, nigga. So yeah, that's kind of where that come from, you know. But in the midst of me rapping, listening to T.I., listening to Lil Wayne, The Block Is Hot, and it was T.I. Urban Legend, and I'm serious if you really want to know. No, not the trap music. I just wasn't on trap music back then. I skipped past trap. I went from I'm serious, skipped trap music, and then jumped on Urban Legend. You know what I'm saying? So, in the midst of me listening to them projects, oh, it was Jeezy too. Jeezy as well. Now, I know all these didn't come out at the same time, but these was the projects that I had on my Xbox, the original Xbox. You know when you could put the CD, yeah, man. You could put the CD in and burn that joint. So, yeah, back then I used to be listening to that, and then I was like, oh, you know what? I can't be doing all this rapping just because I'm doing it with my big cousin. I can't be doing all this rapping. And mind you, it was my studio. But I was like, I can't be doing all this rapping and I'm not rapping what I live. Because I used to always say, T.I. say that. So the fact that I wasn't rapping what I live made me say, oh, no, I got to get in the streets. You feel me? That was like 2 weeks later after I started rapping. Obviously, I ain't really dive into the streets, but you know what I'm paraphrasing. once I jumped in the streets or whatever, like I say, my cousin got deeper into the streets. I think at that time he went to prison. So when he went to prison, I'm like, well, shit, I'm rapping all the time now. I might as well call myself, change it from head buster, because I wouldn't really know, like, I would have beat your ass back then. I ain't even gonna lie. That's why I was head buster, because I was itching for a nigga to play with me so I could beat their ass up. That's neither here nor there. The point I'm making is this. Like, what I'm saying is, when I jumped in the streets, it went from head buster to motherfucking hustle boy. And hustle boy was my kind of like my cousin name, but like I say, he started rapping, and then he had started calling himself Lil Stereo, because that was his daddy name when his daddy was in the streets or whatever. So that's when I said, okay, bam, I'm gonna call myself Hustle Boy. Cuz graduated, I'm finna graduate. Bam, cause my main thing when I jumped in the streets was to hustle and get some money. It wasn't really the gang bang. It wasn't really the chase hoes. It wasn't really for like the average street shit. The most, the typical street shit. I really jumped in the streets so I can get me some money, and not just get me some money, but also I ain't want to have to ask my mama for something, or if my little brother needed something, I wanted to be able to help my little brother get it to him, you feel me? Because I'm the second oldest of 5, if you don't know. Now, like I said, I ain't going to get too deep off into it, but that's where the name Hustle Boy come from. That's how I got the name Hustle Boy. I got it from my cousin. I gave y'all a little backstory because I wanted it to be interesting. I know it didn't have to be that long, but it is what it is. Keep your eyes glued on the screen, because you might miss it if I scroll too fast. But nah, all jokes aside, where I'm from is a place called Fort Pills. And if you looking at the screen right now, if you feel me, if you're not driving, pick your phone up and look, and you'll see I'm from this little spot right here, Fort Pills, Florida. I reside right now in this spot, Vero Beach, Florida. You feel me? This is where I got my studio at. This is where I make my music at. This is where I live at. Or whatever, you feel me? I can't be in particular, but yeah, I'm in the Vero Beach area, somewhere in Indian River County. But I represent all this shit here. I represent all this shit. For real, for real. From motherfucking Melbourne on down, from really the whole Florida. Fuck that. I rep the whole Florida, and quite frankly, I am Florida. I am the epitome of what a Florida nigga is, you feel me? Straight up. You feel otherwise, it's probably because you're a different type of Florida nigga. It's okay, fam. It's okay. But I'm an elite Florida nigga too, gang. Like, you could be an elite Florida nigga in your own way. We don't got to be the same, so don't be in my comments with that hate and shit. But nah, so, yeah, that's where I'm from. I'm from that little section down there, you feel me? Right there by Vero Beach. You feel me? In between Vero Beach and Stewart, you feel me? You know, boss man D-Lo from Stewart. Yeah, but my area code is 772. But yeah, and quite frankly, like, back when I was growing up, like, in that area, it was only a certain few people that rap. Like, the ones that took it serious, like, far as like actually taking rap serious, like, it was only like really 2 people. Like, not 2 people literally, but it was like two sections, you feel me? Well, no, I'm lying, it was more than 2. Because you had some guys on the other side of town that was rapping too. I forgot. I tend to forget about their ass sometimes. But yeah, it was some guys on the other side that used to rap. But it's mostly the dudes that had the biggest buzz, you feel me? It's a couple on, you feel me, that had real big buzzes. I'm talking about the buzz was so big. Like, I remember we used to go to school, like, and there used to be kids from Port St. Lucie rapping their music. Like, we would be at the school rapping that shit back and forth to each other. And a motherfucker would come up out of nowhere rapping that bitch, and we look at each other like, what the fuck? Like, how the fuck you know that? We thinking this just like, know what I'm saying? And that's the first time, that's one of the first times back then when we was like, oh, damn, like, we ain't just talking about a dream or you know what I'm saying? I for lack of better terms, like, we was just basically like inspired back then. And from that point, like, if I'm being honest with you, back then, it was only one motherfucker with a home studio back then now. Back then, that's of 8 that was grown. And back then, I think them niggas was like in their late 20s back then. I never really realized how old they was, you feel me? But yeah, so shit, and this like when I actually started recording. After that, that's when I really got into it. Like I started back in like my first time I ever rapped and recorded a song was in like 2005, 2006, late 2005, early 2006. You know what I'm saying? But that I wasn't really like rapping then. I was learning how to rap then because I had to teach myself how to rap, just like I had to teach myself how to do mix and master and shit. So back then, it was when them OGs kicked up they dust, then a couple of them went to prison, and there wasn't no more rappers left. It was me. It was this one other cat. And it was this one other cat. We was the only 2 young niggas in the city that had recording studios. They wasn't real deal. I ain't gonna lie, they wasn't real deal. They wasn't. But back then, like, we like when it comes to like who was the next generation? We was for sure the first generation after them OGs to set the city on fire with this music shit. You feel me? Like we was the first, like before it was cool to go get a computer and try to have your own laptop. And try to have your own studio at your crib. Before that shit was cool, we was doing that shit back in like 08, 09. Like we was doing that shit, you feel me? And this shit paid off, you feel me? Like it's a lot of people back then when we was rapping don't rap right now. And I'm gonna also say this here as well. It's a lot of people that rap right now, low-key fucking inspired by us, you feel me? They ain't gonna never say it, you feel me? They big homies. All them niggas gonna hate too probably, you feel me? The real ones gonna keep it real and be like, oh yeah, he not lying. Like, yeah, he was one of them ones back then, you feel me? Back in 09, 2010, 08, yeah, on the block all day, then go in the house and rap all night. Like, that's what we was on, you feel me? Because I had my own studio, you feel me? Like, it was this other nigga on, I ain't gonna lie, that nigga had his own studio too. Like, look at it like this here. I'm serving my side of the town while all the niggas from my hood at that quote-unquote rap. You know how you got them old niggas in the hood that rap, but them niggas ain't never took it serious, and then they hear, oh, nigga got a studio, and now they want to take it serious? Yeah, I used to put all them niggas on my side. And then there was another nigga on his side, he used to do the same shit. You feel me? I ain't even gonna lie. Like, we real deal. Like, besides the OGs plus us, we the 3 founding fathers of this shit. Then it's a whole new wave right now. Like, the whole wave right now, like, these young niggas right now, like, whoever the young nigga is right now, they the last founding father. That's gonna make 4, you feel me? Like, this rap shit before us, this rap shit wasn't about nothing. Niggas wasn't really doing this shit like that there. You feel me? I was running the streets and motherfucking being a rapper when it wasn't cool to be a motherfucking rapper, nigga. You feel me? Like, no cap. That gangsta shit, cause I really come from and I talk that hustle shit. Cause I really come from nothing, this ain't no image shit. Because I'm real life thuggin', chasing out the money.